Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm Knit California here on YouTube and also over on Instagram and TikTok. And this is episode 13 of my 2024 podcast series. Today is Sunday, April 21st, and I'm excited to be back with you for another podcast episode. We are going to be talking about today some major updates on my Farnham sweater, one last update on my knit e-reader cozy. We'll do a little bit of spinning diaries talk, and then we're going to have some tailor talk today. The Tortured Poets department came out earlier this week, and I have things to say about it. So I'll be keeping that till the end if you're not interested in listening to my tailor talk, but I have some things I need to get off my chest that I would love to talk about. So if you are interested, it will be at the very end of the podcast. But let's dive right in and let's start talking about the Farnham sweater. This is what I have spent pretty much all week working on, and I have made so much progress. Last week I had just started the first sleeve, and this week I am so happy to show you that I have finished the first sleeve and I am almost done with the second sleeve. So here is, let me scoot back. Here's the whole sweater. So here you go, first sleeve. Done. You can see my progress. Here's where I was. I did all of this week. And I'm over halfway done with the second sleeve. Let's see, how many do I have left? I've got like 4 stripes left to go. And then we'll do the twisted rib, and then I want to say it'll be done, but then I have to go back and redo the neckline. So we talked about the neck last week. It's just a bit too floppy and too open. I did try this on earlier this week when I had finished the sleeve, and I really liked the look of the neck with the rolled collar, but it's just too open. So what I'm going to try to do first is probably frog like half of it up to maybe the first stripe, and then I'm going to do a series of like quicker decreases to decrease like the funnel at the part where it rolls over. And my goal is to still get the funnel neck, but just make the opening smaller where it is actually folding over, so that I don't get, I don't like when you can see the weird neck part of my neck. I don't know, it's just a thing. I don't like it. And that's kind of where it's at now, but in general, I do like the roll. So I'm gonna try to achieve this look just with it being more closed. Maybe I just need to knit it longer as well. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm so excited. Let me show you this sleeve. It looks really good. You can see my little 1x1 twisted rib and my Italian bind off. I don't think I've talked about this yet. I'm trying to do jogless stripes, and for the most part, it's working. The tutorial that I found is kind of like a 2-step tutorial where you join the new color, sorry, I got hair all over. You join the new color yarn, and you don't do anything that first round. On the second round of your new color, you knit a stitch in the previous color below, and then you also knit a stitch in the first stitch of your new color, so you're basically adding an extra stitch, and then when you come around again for the third row, you knit those 2 stitches together. So I know that this method is a little bit different than some other jogless stripe methods that I have seen, and I do think it looked pretty good. Let me show you the body. Is this the side that I did it on? Yeah. Once you weave in the ends of all your stripes, some of them look better than others. Like this one looks pretty good. These ones you can kind of see there's like one long stitch almost. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. It looks better than having like a full like jog in the stripe. So I'm happy with it. And I'm just so excited that this sweater is likely actually going to get finished this week and be done and be off the needles, and I'll be able to wear it probably just in the mornings when we wake up and it's like cold. But at this point now, once it hits like 10, 11 a.m., like right now it's 11 a.m. and it's 75 degrees out, I'm not going to be wearing a sweater. We're inching, well, maybe not inching, we're getting closer and closer to like warm weather being a constant here. So my time to wear my full-length sweaters seems to be drawing to a close. I haven't worn actually a long full-length sweater in a while. I've been wearing my cardigans still quite a lot. I did wear my Semper sweater about a week ago. It was still a little bit chilly, but at this point, we're at the end of April here. I don't see that lasting very much longer, but I am really hoping to get this finished in the month of April, get it done, get it over with, and get a move on to my spring projects. I did something weird when I was calculating how much yarn I needed for this sweater. I calculated 4 main color skeins, which has been working out great because I'm on my last main color skein and I've still got about half of it left. So I know I did some good math there. But I also calculated that I would need 4 contrast color skeins, and let me tell you, that was a bad calculation because I have this much left of my first skein. I'm like really hoping I can just like inch by not needing to wind up a second skein of my contrast color. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I've got, like I said, 4 stripes left. I might be able to, but I might not. We'll just have to play around and see. But like, I remember doing the math, and when it said I needed 4 skeins of my contrast color, I was like, this doesn't make sense, but I just like went with it and I didn't go back and recalculate it, but I should have. So, I mean, it's fine. I have ideas to knit up basically like probably a cardigan maybe, and use this color as the main color. So I know this will get used. I just find it so, like, what was my brain doing when I calculated this and then said I needed 4 skeins of contrast color? I'm almost done with this sweater and I've got 3 full skeins here. It's just hilarious. But anyway, yeah, that's my Farnham sweater. The pattern is by the Knit Pro Girl. The yarn is from Dusty Yarn Co. And it's her classic alpaca sport base. So it's 100% baby alpaca 3-ply, 291 yards per 100 grams. The main color, the purple, is called Shook, and this cream is called Baby Beach. And I love it. It's just so soft. It's such a nice yarn. I'm really enjoying working with it. So that's my Farnham sweater. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, next week I come on here and I can show you that I've got a finished sweater. So we'll see. Cross your fingers for me as well that I can get this done this weekend and then the collar this week and get it blocked and ready to go and then wear it and be really happy. Okay. Let's move on. I've got another update for you on my knit e-reader cozy. So last week we talked about the knit e-reader cozy. The pattern went live. It's been doing really well on Ravelry, and I am so happy with just how everything has been going with it. So if you have purchased the pattern, I want to say a huge thank you so much. If you have favorited it on Ravelry, I also want to say a huge thank you so much. And if you're interested in knitting this up in the future, maybe anytime during the month of May, you may want to stay tuned to the podcast, stay tuned to my Instagram. I've got an exciting announcement coming soon that I can't wait to share with you. But I wanted to show you, I finished my third sample of the cozy. This was the one that I was knitting up for the tutorial. So that means that as this video is going live, the tutorial should already be live on my YouTube channel. So if you have been waiting for a free version of the pattern, specifically with the I-cord bind off, and the stitch counts and row counts are specifically catered to the Kindle original version, the tutorial is now live. If you have a different device or you have a different Kindle that is a different size, you can still use the tutorial. You just may need to cast on a few more stitches, and you may need to knit a few more rows to get a case that's going to fully cover your device. Once you cast on and try it on your device, you'll kind of be able to tell, like, okay, you know, I need 3 more stitches, I need 5 more stitches. You can kind of play around with it. If you would like the full gauge calculator so that you can match your device perfectly with your gauge, that is only available in the pattern download on Ravelry. So, but yeah, I'm really excited. This one is super fun because this yarn is from Explorer Knits and Fibers, and it's called To the Stars Who Listen. So it's a court of thorns and roses themed yarn, which I feel like is so special because, like, reading, books, Kindle, one of my favorite books. This is kind of like an ode to A Court of Mist and Fury, which is one of the best ACOTAR books in the series. I like this one, A Court of Mist and Fury, and I also like A Court of Silver Flames, so yeah, but okay, I don't know why I did that, but yeah, this one is now done. I hope you enjoy the pattern and the tutorial and everything that goes along with it, and like I said, stay tuned for a fun announcement on my Instagram coming soon, if it's not already there. I'm not sure when this is going to go live and when the announcement is going to go live. Okay, anyways, man, that's really all the knitting I have for you. I feel like I have made a huge shift from, like, working on, you know, 5 projects in a week to really focusing on, like, this one project only this week, and, like, being happy with only working on one project throughout the week because I can really see the progress that I'm making on it. And so yeah, it does feel a little bit weird to come on here and, like, only have one major project update for you and to not have a ton of other knitting to talk about, but I do think that will change. I do think I'll get a couple more projects in my rotation once I get this especially off my needles and get some new spring items casted on. So stick around. Don't leave me here. I will have more fun project updates coming in future videos, I just know it. But next, I want to get into my spinning diaries update. Spinning diary. This was an interesting and maybe a little sad week for my spinning diaries update. I basically took a break this week from spinning. I did spin one day earlier this week, and I again had some technical issues. I'm really having a hard time figuring out the right tension and the right speed to, like, number one, get enough twist on the yarn, number two, not over twist the yarn, and number three, get the yarn to pick up and, like, go onto the bobbin. I had it, like, set perfectly. It was working really great in one session, and then I put it to the side. I didn't touch any of the settings, came back the next day, and, like, it wasn't working. It was over twisting, it was not going onto the bobbin, and it was, like, just really frustrating. And I think I talked about something very similar in last week's Spinning Diaries section of the podcast, and it was just like, I don't understand how it's doing fine, and then I put it down and leave it, and I come back to it without changing anything, and then it doesn't work. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It's just very frustrating. So I ultimately made the decision to take a break. I basically did, like, one day this week. And I'm kind of pausing now until my full spinning wheel arrives. I ordered the Shacked Ladybug. I mentioned that on last week's episode. I have not gotten a shipping notification yet. I'm still waiting. Cross your fingers that it comes this week. You've got a lot to cross your fingers on for me in today's episode. But yeah, I mean, I posted about this on Instagram as well, and some people were just like, just let it go. Just take a break. When you get your full wheel, you know, you'll be able to really learn better. You'll have more stability. You'll have more standardization. It'll really be there to help you figure this out once you get your full wheel. And, like, I do have the basic motions, you know, down. I can understand the concept of, like, what needs to happen in getting the fiber to get into, like, turn into yarn and, like, get onto the bobbin. So I don't think it'll be, like, a huge learning curve or something that's hugely different going from the nano to the full wheel. And I'm hoping it'll just be better and, like, a nicer experience for me. So we'll probably pause on the spinning updates in the next couple of podcast episodes until I get my wheel in. Who knows? I mean, I might find the courage and desire to do a few more sessions on my nano, but at this point it was, like, causing way more frustration than it was fun. So I think it is still a good decision to, like, pause on it until I get the wheel. So that's where we're at. Yeah, I mean, I talked to a lot of people this week that were like, I had similar issues. Like, I really liked the nano, but I just couldn't get it to work for me. And, you know, I like my full wheel better. Or they were like, I've got the Ashford e-spinner now and it's fantastic. And so I was looking into that and I was like, well, this does look like way sturdier, but it's basically the same price as a full wheel, so maybe someday, eventually, that will end up in my collection, but I couldn't justify you know, basically buying 2 spinning wheels right now. So it is what it is. So that's it. That's the short and sweet spinning update. And I'm going to get into the Taylor talk now, so if you're not sticking around to listen to me chat about the Tortured Poets Department, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, go follow me over on Instagram, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you're ready to talk about the Tortured Poets Department, please come on in. Grab a coffee, let's get cozy. I have so much to talk about, and let's get into it. So, I have thoughts. Overall, I love it. I was expecting I gotta go to my notes. As I was listening to the album at 9 p.m. Pacific time on April 18th, Thursday, April 18th, I was laying in bed. I had my little ear pods in. I had Rocky laying right next to me, and I had the songs on my phone, and I was taking notes. And as I was going through everything, I was like, I expected this to be a whole album about Joe. And it turns out it's basically a whole album about Maddie Healy, which is just hilarious and totally unexpected. So putting that aside, I have now like gotten over that, and I feel like I can listen to the songs now with that in the back of my mind and like appreciate them for what they are. But the whole album just in general is so much of a different vibe, a different feel to, number one, what I was expecting, and number two, I feel like anything that I've heard from Taylor before and just like in general before. And it definitely took me a few listens to like fully get into it and to fully appreciate it. After the first listen, I was like really worried that I wasn't going to like it, but now that I have listened to it multiple times, I love it. There are many songs that get stuck in my head, and that like I feel like I have just like one line from like so many different songs stuck in my head all at the same time, and they're like creating this new song in my head. But yeah, it's great. I was shocked and surprised and very excited when it was 11 p.m. aka 2 a.m. Eastern time, and we got a full double album. I'm so glad that we finally know what the twos actually mean. I'm glad it wasn't just like nothing. Sometimes we see all these Easter eggs, I feel like, and we never find out what they mean. Like the coffee cup from the Karma music video. But the twos actually meant something. It meant a double album. 15 more songs to listen to. I couldn't do it that night. I listened to like 5 of them. I had to go to sleep because I had to wake up at like 5:30 the next morning because we were going to California Adventure to celebrate my birthday. And so I was just like so tired. So tired, but so just like wired and like thinking about all of these lyrics like all day. And then we got home from Disneyland, and like I assumed the same position, laying in bed with my earphones on, Rocky by my side, to listen to the remaining 10 songs that I had not listened to. And the last like chunk of songs from the anthology, I feel like I still have not fully fathomed, fully understood what they mean. There are all these songs with just like names, people's names as titles, and those ones especially, I'm not there yet. I haven't fully understood them all yet. But reading and listening to like her prologue and epilogue for the album, I feel like really helped me to understand better like what was going on, what all of this is, and has definitely helped me appreciate it a little bit more. So I kind of wanted to go through some of the songs and just like tell you which ones right now are some of my favorites, and would love to know if you have some similar favorites to me. Oh yeah, my thought after listening to the album fully the first time, the first 16 songs, was like, are we getting a deluxe edition? Like obviously all of her albums have a deluxe edition with more songs. And then we got the anthology, and so yeah, we were. It wasn't just an extra like 2 or 3 or 5 songs like we got on Midnights. It was a full another 15 songs. And I'm really glad that like the bonus tracks, like the Black Dog, the Albatross, the Bolter, the Manuscript, were all in this section of the new album, because if yeah, I'm just so glad we don't have to wait to like listen to those songs, and like that I'm glad that they were not only available on vinyl, on like those special edition vinyls. I am still waiting for like the anthology full vinyl to be available because I want that. I think everyone wants that. But okay, Fortnite, love it. Lead single, music video, crazy, love it. Not my like favorite, but it is frequently stuck in my head. Like, I love you, it's ruining my life. Just constantly in my head. Love it. The Tortured Poets Department, this one has like sunk a little bit farther down on my list. I do kind of like that it is a bit of a bop. I love the line about Charlie Puth because I love Charlie Puth. She mentions Jack in this song, which is really fun. Again, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Down Bad is one of my favorites. It's up at the top of the list for me. We were listening to the album in the car on the way to Disneyland, and we had Caleb, my stepson, with us, and I was like, okay, Caleb, this song like has a lot of bad words in it. You are not allowed to sing this song. You're not like, please don't repeat any of this. And he was like, okay, it's fine, I can handle it. He's 9. And at the end of the song he was like, she said the F word 29 times. And I was like, oh my god, you counted? Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. Just please don't repeat it. Please. But yeah, I love it. I really like Down Bad. So Long London is devastating. I love that it like kind of starts with this like choir. I love the heartbeat bass that you just hear through the whole song. It really kind of picks up and echoes from You're Losing Me, which is like great. But Daddy, I Love Him. Okay, the whole part where she's like, I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces. That was so funny. Love it. Love it. Fresh Out the Slammer, I love the vibe of this. Just like the way it starts. Fresh Out the Slammer. It's so good. One of my favorites also. Florida, definitely rising to the top. Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine is on this one, and it sounds great. Love it. I don't fully understand where Florida fits into just like the picture of Taylor's life, like during this time that she was writing this episode. Like, doesn't relate to when she was in Florida on the Eras tour. She talks about Florida and she also talks about Texas. Like, I think these are some of the shows that Maddie Healy was at. So like maybe this was like she just has an attachment to these cities from during that time when she was with Maddie. I don't fully understand it, but I really really like some of the lyrics in this song, and the beat is really fun. Guilty as Sin, I feel like I need to listen to it a little bit more. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, love, top of the list. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Well, you should be. I love when she yells, who's afraid of little old me? It's great. I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can. I originally got like Cowboy Like Me vibes. Like, we're in like a country western. It's got that sound. I like it. And it's just so devastating at the end when she says, you know, maybe I can't. Love it. LOML, I feel like we kind of picked up on this one where like it started out as Love of My Life, but it was actually something he was saying, which I thought was really cool, and ends with her saying, you're the loss of my life. Devastating, heartbreak emoji, crazy. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Love it, top of the list, love this song, such a bop, so upbeat, so fun, but so sad and so depressing at the same time. I guess I kind of expected this to be more like You're on Your Own Kid vibes, like slightly more positive, but it's not. I love the part where it's just like, lights, camera, bitch, smile. So good, so good. Fake it till you make it, and I did. It's got like, there's a part in it where it sounds like Mastermind, and like the part of when she's singing Mastermind on the Eras tour. I love it. And then at the end she says, try and come for my job. Amazing. So good. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. What a roast. What a roast of Maddie Healy. Crazy. The Alchemy. Okay, this one was like, The Alchemy and Clara Bow were definitely at the bottom of my list. I think by the time I got to these two songs, I was just like so tired and like so just like, I don't know what's happening, that these ones didn't fully sink in. The Alchemy is rising for me. I do like this more and more every time I hear it. And same with Clara Bow. I feel like I haven't fully fathomed like everything in Clara Bow, but I really like the melody, and I love how she says you look like Taylor Swift. Still trying to figure out exactly like who she's talking to, what that means, but I love it. My first thoughts, I wrote this note. My first thoughts on the whole first part of the album was, WTF did I just listen to? It's so different from anything she's ever done, and so different from what I was expecting. I definitely need to sit with it and understand better what all of these songs mean. And then we got Oh My God with all of these D's in it. Where'd it go? Oh my God, it's a double album. So it was crazy. Again, like I said, haven't fully fathomed the anthology portion of this. I will say I really like the Albatross. I get full Evermore vibes from the Albatross, and I think it's just so beautiful. So high school. It's about Travis, guys. Love this one. It's so good. I love how she says, you know, they watch American Pie on a Saturday night. That's so cute. And she rhymed Aristotle with Grand Theft Auto. She says, you know how to ball, I know Aristotle. That's so funny. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, I Hate It Here. Also love this one. It's so sad, but I just love the imagery she pulls up with, like, she goes to this like secret garden in her mind that only she has the key to, and then she talks about it being like a lunar valley in her mind, again, that only she can go to. It's so sad, but I feel like it's very relatable in some ways. Thank you, Amy. Guys, we're not done with the Kim and Kanye drama. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. I look in people's windows. I need to listen to this one more, but I know that I already like it. Like, she's looking into like what a normal life can be, but also it's like she's expecting to see like maybe Joe, I don't know, maybe someone she knows, like in someone else's house, like living a whole new different life that she's not involved in, and it's beautiful. The Prophecy, so sad. So sad. She wants to redo The Prophecy. I love how she says, don't want money, just want someone who wants my company. It seems like maybe there's ties into Bigger Than the Whole Sky. It's just sad. It's just heartbreaking, but it's a really good song. And then, yeah, the last few, again, I need to fully understand more, but those are some of my thoughts. I mean, at this point, at least with the first like portion of the album, I don't have any skips. Like, it's good. This is a good album. And I also just like what she said on Instagram, where she was basically like, I needed to get this all off my chest. I'm in a much better place now. And so basically, like, she doesn't feel the same as how she felt writing all of this, and it's nice to know, you know, hopefully it's true that she's like in a better place now in her life, because some of these songs are sad and angry and just so devastating and heartbreaking. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that she gave this all to us. So anyways, maybe more thoughts to come in the future. I don't know. I'm hoping, for sure we're going to be getting at least one more music video. Hopefully we'll get a couple more like we did in the Midnights era. And if we do, then maybe we can bring Taylor Talk back, and I can share with you some more thoughts just about how I'm feeling as I get more time to listen to the album. So let me know if you've got thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. You're the best. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye!